All right. Okay, guys, thanks so much for hopping on. My name is Megan White, and we are going to talk tonight about how to hit Success Club. You have 10 full days left of December 2015, and we are going to chat a little bit about what you can do to finish out the year if you haven't hit Success Club already. I hope you're not just throwing in the towel and thinking, oh, it's Christmas, people are not interested, people are busy, people are gone, they are not going to want to hear what I have to say or get started or join me in anything, so I'll just wait until the new year. Well, you're like 98% of the population then waiting to get started until 2016, and you're already behind if that's your mindset. So I'm just going to share a few tips with you tonight and kind of go over how you can prep yourself a little bit to kind of kick off the new year before the new year even starts. And instead of waiting, like I said, if that's your mindset, I'm going to wait until January 1st, and then I'm going to really hit it hard and start inviting people and start following up and going through my list, then you're already behind. So people, just because it's the holidays and people are busy right now and their mindset is Christmas and family and traveling, and I have all this stuff to do to get ready before the holidays, before Christmas and the new year, they're still interested and they're still watching you and they're still hearing and thinking about in the back of their mind their health and wanting to do something to get healthier or lose weight, even if Christmas is on the forefront of their priority list. So let's just jump right into it. So you have 10 full days left starting tomorrow to hit Success Club for December. You have 10 full days left to be reaching out to people, to be inviting, following up, communicating with those people that maybe last January said, hey, I'm ready, and then you didn't hear from them all spring, summer, and those are the people that you can still go back to and follow up with. You have 10 full days to be prepping and promoting for a challenge group. Not that you have to start blasting your social media, because remember, when you're posting and you are promoting, you don't just want to throw out any content that you can think of. You don't just want to wake up one morning and say, oh crap, I have to post right now, or I should probably throw out a post, and it just be anything, because people scroll right past that and they don't care what you have to say if it's not going to grab their attention. If it sounds like you're pushing product, sounds too salesy. I mean, you know the drill. We've all heard it before, and we don't like that either. If you see somebody else doing that, you don't like your comment or are intrigued by their post, right? So number one is go back to your list. If you don't have a list, you are months and months behind. So I suggest that you start a list if you haven't already. If you are a brand new coach, that should be one of the first things that you're doing. Because if you don't have a list that you're working from, how do you know where to start? So start with making a list of people, of names, top 10 people even, but you should have 100, 200 names on that list. Go back in your Facebook messages. That's kind of where a lot of us started and maybe still are. Messaging through Facebook, you probably have a whole list of contacts in there that you've communicated with over the past year or 6 months even, or last few months, and the conversation just kind of fizzled out. Go back to those people, and you don't need a reason to invite them to a challenge group. You don't need a reason to invite them to a 5-day free group that you should be kicking off January with. You don't need a reason. You can just say, hey, I thought of you. I didn't want to leave you out. You came to my mind. Is this something that you'd be willing, or is this something that you think would benefit you? Or does this sound like something that you'd be interested in? It can be as simple as that. So go back through your list. You have 10 full days. That means even if you reach out to 5 people a day, that's 50 people that you could be inviting. And right, is baby brain, is that the right math? 10 times 5, 50? Yep, okay. So that's 50 people that you could be talking to. 10 people, that's 100. So it's kind of a numbers game. The more people that you talk to, obviously, the more people that you're going to get a response from, you're going to get interaction from, and more people that are going to get to join, as opposed if you reach out to one person every day, you maybe will get one person interested out of the 10. So shoot for a number, set a goal right now, set a goal of at least 3 to 5 people every single day. Don't make it so overwhelming on yourself that you don't do it and that you brush it off and just think, this is too much, I can't do it, and become overwhelmed with that goal. So make it realistic, and start back with your list. Continue on with your list. Kind of in correlation to that, number 2 is plant seeds now, if you haven't already. So that can be for a 5-day group. I'm making a post in the next 15 minutes for my 5-day group next Monday. So yes, even though Christmas Eve and Christmas Day are in these next few days, people are going to want to grab a hold of that because it's right after Christmas. I'm not waiting until the new year. I'm also running one after the new year, a 5-day group, but I want to get these people locked and loaded, ready with my 5-day group, with me as their coach before the new year starts. So, and I want to give them a reason to want to work with me and a reason to maybe want to take it to the next level after seeing results from that 5-day group and want to make an investment in their health with a paid challenge group, and kind of take it to the next level that way. So I already want to get, my army of people together, my clients, seeing results right away, even before the new year. I mean, my challengers in my 5-day groups average anywhere from 3 to 6 pounds lost a week in my 5-day group. So, if you're bringing in results that way, use that to promote your 5-day group. And you should be running one. If you are not running one and you don't have one planned to run, partner with somebody, ask a coach if you can join them and bring in your own people, and just kind of use the group as co-leading, co-hosting, and you guys each take part of the week to promote and like post and comment and things like that. I suggest running it with other coaches, especially just to kind of take that load off yourself and the pressure off yourself of having to do it all, especially if you have a large number of people. So just kind of be thinking about that. But remember, you have 10 days to promote and get a 5-day group together. So that's one way of planting that seed even before the new year. From that, you can be planting a seed. I'll show you. I don't remember whose picture this was, but I saved it in my phone, and I just thought it was a really great. And it's nothing fancy or nothing that we've never heard or seen before, but it's just a image that she probably pulled off Google or something, and it's a New Year, New You challenge promo. And it's weight loss challenge group beginning January 4th. I like that she said weight loss because you're speaking to like 98% of women who that's what they want. They want to lose weight. Very, very few small percentage. It's more of a niche of people that want to gain muscle, of people that want to decrease body fat. So just be careful of how you may be wording some of your posts, especially coming into the new year. You just want to, make it as relatable and interesting as possible. And weight loss, slim down is overused, I think. So I wouldn't maybe go that route, but a weight loss challenge, that's perfect. And this grabbed my attention, and I'm not even looking to lose weight. And then she had an option 21-day or 60-day program. So right there, you're giving people the option of either the 21-day fix or hammer and chisel, which my husband and I are starting, but I'm also running a 21-day group. And then recipes, meal planning tips, color-coded portion control containers that come with both of those programs, and then one-on-one coaching. So I don't know if you can see it here, and then she just has all of that stuff listed there. But it just caught my attention, and I thought it was really cool. I would take that information and I would put it on maybe like one of your own, maybe before and afters, or a progress picture or something like that instead of a Google image. But I just thought is really great content. Here's another 5-day post that I took from her too. And it was just she had these two together in the same post. 5-day clean eating group, get back on track after the holidays, full meal plan recipes, grocery list workouts. I mean, that's about as simple as it gets. This is the post that I'm going to make tonight. It's just a before and after from one of my 5-day groups. And the wording on here is, here's your chance. I'm making it, or I had to take this because I lost that other content, but just something that's going to grab their attention, that's going to make them want to work with you now versus, January 2nd or even into January. So those are just a couple examples. Tip number 3 kind of goes in correlation with what we just talked about. Get a challenge group together, which I won't waste time going into all the detail like I just did, but 21-day fix is a really great one. The 21-day fix is, as we all know, has been the biggest and easiest program that has been launched by Beachbody since the company started. I mean, this program, and I think because it's 21 days, it's 3 weeks long, it is results focused, and it is results driven. So there is you're going to get something from doing this program. You're going to get results if you follow the program. And people know that it's 21 days, it's simple. And you get the portion containers with it and things like that. So the 21-day fix is something really great. Even if you've never done it yourself, here would be a great time to do it with your January group. So 21-day fix, super simple. Get a challenge group together, and it can even relay off of your 5-day group. So run your 5-day group right away in January, and then start the 21-day fix, and that will finish you out through January. And that's just a great system that you can be doing every single month. You have to prep yourself a little bit for it because there's no transition time between the 5-day group and the 21-day fix. So people need to get their stuff ordered before they even join the 5-day group. But if you want to run them separate, that's fine too. Just get a challenge group that you know that you can sustain, that you can maintain, and that you can do right along with them. Because now is the time, new year, 2016, now is the time that you need a new success story. And regardless of what it is, whether it's from a 5-day group, 21-day group, 21-day fixed group, whatever, you need to be continuously working on your own progress. You need to be leading by example, doing the workouts, drinking Shakeology every single day. Because if you're not doing that stuff, why is anybody else that you talk to going to do it either, right? If you're not drinking Shakeology every day and you're trying to go out and invite people to try Shakeology or get a challenge pack with Shakeology included, and you're not doing it, even if they don't know that you're not drinking it every day, you still don't have that emotion and that passion and the experience and the communication to relay that to them if you were doing it yourself. So make sure that you are being a product of the product. That's nothing new, right? And starting one of these programs with your group right away. I don't do a program every single month, obviously. As coaches, I think that's unrealistic, and we don't have to be, and you shouldn't be, because that takes a lot of, it sucks the life out of us, and we need to be able to be our best, to give our best, to help the best that we can. So January is a great month to start a program and get a new success story, okay? And then number 4, follow-up. Again, these are nothing that you shouldn't already be doing, but this is something that you got to hit hard in these next 10 days. Just by doing this, even a couple days, 2-3 days, you could hit Success Club within 48 hours or 72 hours. It's just a matter of how bad you want it and how hard are you willing to work, right? Not to compare apples to oranges from whatever situation you're in right now, but when I was sitting in the hospital when my son was sick, I had like I probably had a week, including the weekends, where it was the end of the month. I'm like, I haven't hit Success Club yet. Haven't even talked to anybody all month because we've been in and out of the hospital. I sat and I worked until 3:00 in the morning sitting in the hospital, and I hit Success Club within 4 days, I think. So, and I hit Success Club like 8 or 9. So it is possible. You just have to want it, and you just have to prioritize and schedule your time. If you're feeling like I'm too busy right now, I've got too much stuff going on with the holidays, and I just don't have time. Well, if you're running around with your chicken, like a chicken with your head cut off, that's your own fault. And if you feel like you're too busy, you need to schedule your busy work, right? You need to be busy scheduled and not just busy, because there's a difference between being busy and doing a bunch of busy work than scheduling your time and here's my 1 hour that I'm going to work, and I'm going to be super busy in this 1 hour. And then you don't kill yourself, and you don't feel that pressure towards the end of the month to produce, and you don't feel that pressure to be working all day long or all night long, and in order to hit Success Club, in order to move rank, in order to increase your volume, whatever your goal is, then you're not feeling that pressure. And when we feel pressure and when we feel like overwhelmed, we just shut down and we don't do it. So that's going to alleviate that. Small little bite-sized chunks every single day of just the little things, of just inviting, setting a goal, writing out 5 names, writing out 10 names, reaching out to those people, following up with those people. If you always have outgoing, you're always going to have incoming. And that cycle will never stop if you're always inviting, right? So what I want to do is take some questions, if you guys have questions, and then maybe go over just a couple of scenarios if you guys have had situations or conversations that you're not quite sure how to navigate or you're wanting help with, and then hopefully that will kind of help other people too. So if you guys have any questions, feel free to shoot those out. And if you don't, that's fine too.
My question to you, Megan, you've been coaching now for how long?
4 years.
Where do you find new people to talk to?
Honestly, the only social media platform I'm using right now is Facebook, and that's just because of time. I mean, just from when I had my son, I was using Instagram and Facebook together. I was using a little bit of YouTube, and I guess I still kind of am using YouTube. Instagram has really been put on the back burner, which I know a lot of coaches have really great success with, but that just wasn't something that I was willing to put my time and all my heart into learning and navigating and doing. So Facebook and YouTube, I would say right now, are my 2 main sources. Honestly, it's not even how I find new people, it's how new people have found me, because I have noticed in the last even year, I haven't felt like I've been needing to go out and search for people, because I'm always having new people come to me. And that is because of how I choose to, I would say, build my social media on Facebook through attraction marketing. And that's basically what these types of businesses it is network marketing, but I also like to refer to it as relationship marketing and attraction marketing, because that's really what you're doing, is you're building relationships and you're attracting like-minded people. So just by putting videos of my son out, or videos of myself and my son. I posted a couple clips of me teaching a class, but at the end we do some strength, and I posted that on Facebook, and I mean, it had over like 2 million views, like on Facebook. From that, I got a ton of people. I mean, it was just because of the song, that Whip Nene song, and that's the only reason I think people really just clicked on it. So things like that just grab people's attention. It doesn't even have to be something that you think is gonna, get a ton of hits or a ton of likes or comments, but just by putting like content out there that people want to see, or people want to know more about, or people are interested in. And the more you build your social media, the more you build your Facebook platform, which no, you shouldn't only be running one social media platform, but right now I kind of am. The more that you build that, the less you'll have to go out searching for people, and the more people will find you because of something that they're attracted to, or something that they saw and want to know more about. It really started for me when I got pregnant with Maverick. And I mean, I just wanted to share mainly my journey, because I wanted to be able to go back and look at my journey. It wasn't really for other people, so to speak, but through that, I met a lot of moms. I had a lot of people, and I'm not really afraid to share things on Facebook. Like I don't get embarrassed about a lot of things. I don't hold back about a lot of things, but I do it in a tasteful and classy way that I feel comfortable with. And so I think if you're just willing to be transparent, and you're willing to kind of be more raw, keep it short and sweet. These big long books on Facebook about your life, people don't always care about, and nor do they take the time to read. So I started building my brand by just short little snippets of information and personal stories and things like that. So how I find new people is just continuing to build my story and my brand on Facebook has been the biggest thing. And I've found that people have found me versus me having to go search for people. That was kind of a really long answer. Did that answer your question?
It did, and it goes back to a webinar you did a while back, and by a while back, I mean months ago, but on branding. Mm-hmm. It goes back to that and creating that brand and speaking to that brand every time that you post. Is it valuable to this group of people that I'm aiming to talk to, and they're people that are exactly like you where you're at now?
Right. Yep.
So
speaking to that one person.
Yep, that one person, and that one person is you.
Yep.
And if it speaks to you and grabs you, it's going to speak to other people, and they're going to be attracted to you and want to work with you because you're just the same as they are.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. Yep.
And then go.
I was just going to say, I would suggest too, just Shalene has a really great training, Building Your Tribe. That's a really great, Janelle Summers has a ton of social media and specifically Facebook trainings. I definitely would suggest, just seeking out some of those outside sources of social media and Facebook training. Christine Dwyer has some of the top coaches. And if you just get on get on YouTube, you'll be able to pull up different things, but kind of taking all those little nuggets of ideas and then just making it your own. And what was your question? Your other question?
I didn't really have one. It was more of, I think making that jump between warm market to attraction marketing is something a lot of coaches really struggle with. It's something I know personally I've really struggled with this past year. And I think you're really just speaking to that is, build your brand, build your tribe. People will come to you. But in the meantime, you still have to talk to the people that might have said no in the past and continue to follow up and build those relationships.
Yep, absolutely. You are correct.
Sweet.
Hey Megan, I have a question.
Yep.
How have you found the best way to promote Shakeology? That's kind of where I feel like I'm struggling a little bit with selling challenge packs. I have a lot of customers that will purchase just the program, but not a challenge pack. So how do you promote it, or what have you found that works the best?
My question for you would be what's their main objection in the conversation? What do they say when they don't want the Shakeology?
Most of the time, it's either because they have some other shake at home, excuse me, that they want to use up, or a couple times it's been the price, and I've said, I can help you find ways to maybe cut out that coffee, and find ways to pay for it. But usually it's they have something else at home that they want to use up.
Are they asking you, do they ask the difference, or do they say, well, I already have this, and then your response is just okay, or do they care about?
I guess I've kind of told them to look at the ingredients on their shakes, and I tell them my story about how I used to use the GNC shakes because they were cheaper. But then once I learned about ingredients, I said, I realized that Shakeology has better ingredients than half the stuff I can't even pronounce on all these other shakes. And so, I guess that's kind of where it stopped.
Okay.
So,
something that it's kind of hard. I mean, I say I make it non-negotiable, but as a new coach, it's hard to communicate that, especially when you don't feel like you have, even though you shouldn't feel this way, but when you feel like you don't have the success to say that to somebody, like, well, then you can't join my challenge group. But I always, if somebody has something that they've tried in the past or that they have in the past, I always say, let me do some comparison for you, just so that you have well-educated information to make the best decision for you. And I give them, I don't send them like links and all this stuff. I just give them bullet points of what Shakeology does for you, like digestion, cravings, I give them the ingredient list, but I type it out myself so that they can see, like, there's only four ingredients or whatever. And it's naturally sweetened. It's not artificial. And then I have them sometimes, depending on the person in the conversation, send me a screenshot of their label. And I just kind of compare it that way. Like, this is what you're putting into your body. What kind of results have you had? Like, they're coming to you for a reason. They obviously are not where they want to be. They're not at their goal weight or wherever. So they're coming to you for a reason. So something might be the missing link in their regimen, in their plan. And when they have the fitness under control and they have the support under control through you as their coach, the only missing link is the nutrition part. So you can even share, my story or anybody's story. That was, for me, the missing link was Shakeology. And I say Shakeology specifically because I tried everything. I mean, I wasn't looking for a meal replacement. I was looking for recovery and like good stuff in a shake that I could like use as a post-workout or whatever. So I tried everything, all different protein powders from Walmart, GNC, Amazon, everything, Herbalife. I tried it all, Advocare. And when I found Shakeology was when my body started changing and my nutrition started changing, because one thing led to another, and Shakeology just, we know the benefits of it. It just makes you feel better. It kind of changes your taste buds a little bit. It makes you crave healthier foods, improves your digestion, and along with the other proprietary blends in it, it's kind of like a domino effect. And so I just kind of set it up that way. I just share my story and I say, I I too have done Herbalife, or I too have done Advocare, or I too have done all these other types of things. And when I noticed a difference was when I started drinking Shakeology. Ask them, would you be willing to give it a try for 5 days or a week or whatever? And send them a 7-day sample kit or whatever. They can also buy the 4-pack sample kit for $20. So, I mean, just don't be afraid to ask, like, okay, so you're using this and that's great. That tells you as the coach that they're willing to supplement with a shake and or add it into their diet somehow. So that's a positive. They're already used to making a shake. They're used to that lifestyle. So would you be willing to check it out? Would you be willing to try it? If I sent you a sample, would you try it? Normally off of one sample, I wouldn't say that that's enough to give them the benefits. It's just more or less to taste with that one sample. But if you have conversations too, because we're going to get cut off here, but if you have conversations, copy and paste them to me, and I'll navigate how you can communicate back to that person to help close on what you need.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, guys, we're going to get kicked off. So thank you so much for hopping on. I appreciate it. And have a very Merry Christmas, and we'll chat soon.
Thanks.